welcome back to the Podcast Playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful.
Known for their discerning taste, the Best family has critiqued the finest in entertainment, technology, and lifestyle.
Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
So tell a friend, you've found the best podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
You know that feeling, right? You're dreaming about really getting up close with the beauty of a U.S. national park.
Yeah, not just driving through.
Exactly. Really soaking it in. But then you think, okay, where do I actually stay to get that feeling?
Right, beyond the sort of standard roadside motel, miles away.
Precisely. We want something special. Looking at the top-tier hotels located right inside the park boundaries.
These are the places that really become part of the experience itself.
Think of this as your guide to finding that unique lodging, the kind that boosts your whole park adventure. Comfort, amazing locations, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, because visiting a park is one thing, but having it literally on your doorstep, that's quite another level. And many of these places, they're woven into the park's history.
They weren't just built nearby, they were part of making it accessible early on.
Exactly. Integral to the whole experience, sometimes right from the start.
Okay, let's get into it. First stop, an icon, Yosemite National Park, California. The Ahwahnee.
Ah, yes, the Ahwahnee. Definitely a landmark. 4 stars, but really it's more than that.
It really is. You asked about places that capture the park's essence and the Ahwahnee's design. Well, it directly mirrors Yosemite's beauty, doesn't it?
It does. That rustic feel reflects the granite, like Yosemite Falls, Half Dome.
Bleacher Point views, it's all kind of echoed in the hotel's architecture and feel.
And that was deliberate. When it opened back in 1927, it wasn't aiming for just generic luxury.
Right.
It was about integrating the park's grandeur. You see it in the details, like the cozy bar.
Perfect after hiking.
Exactly. And the dining room, that elegant space specifically designed to frame those wilderness views.
Even the gift shop focuses on local stuff, connecting back to the place.
And the history is significant, too. It's on the National Register of Historic Places.
And a National Historic Landmark. One source we looked at really highlighted its architecture.
That blend, yeah. Art Deco meets Native American influences.
It's such an interesting mix. You get those sleek Art Deco lines, but with patterns and styles rooted in the region.
And it's open year-round, which is a huge plus for Yosemite.
Totally. Imagine seeing Yosemite in the snow from there, or in the fall.
Different park, different experience, same incredible base camp. That year-round access really lets you see the park's different moods.
Okay, let's head south now, to the edge of a very different but equally iconic landscape.
Grand Canyon, Arizona. El Tovar Hotel.
Another 4-star gem, and this was even older than the Ahwahnee, opened in 1905.
1905. Wow. And back then, apparently, it was considered the most elegant hotel west of the Mississippi. Quite the reputation.
That's some legacy.
Yeah.
And the style reflects that history, right? That Swiss chalet look.
Yeah, using local materials, limestone and pine, gives it a really distinctive grand character. But the location...
That's the kicker, isn't it?
It really is. Right on the south rim, one source said it's like 20 feet from the canyon edge.
20 feet. Talk about immediate connection. Imagine waking up to that.
Unbelievable access. The articles mention the grand dining room, too, with those canyon views.
It must be breathtaking. And like the Ahwahnee, it has a lounge, the gift shop, the essentials.
And the guest list. Theodore Roosevelt, Albert Einstein.
Paul McCartney, Oprah Winfrey. Wow. Imagine the history in those walls.
What's also cool is how, even back then, they incorporated regional stuff. Native American motifs, arts and crafts furniture.
That style, emphasizing handcrafts and natural forms, shows an early appreciation for the local culture.
Definitely adds another layer. And it also became a National Historic Landmark back in '87, underscores its importance.
Okay, complete shift now. Different state, different vibe entirely.
Where are we off to?
Death Valley National Park, California. The Inn at Death Valley.
The desert oasis. Below sea level, this one.
Yeah, and talk about a glamorous past. Old Hollywood history here.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando, Clark Gable, they stayed here.
Quite the contrast to Yosemite's granite or the Grand Canyon scale. This is stark desert beauty, but with this layer of history.
It opened in 1927, too, originally called the Furnace Creek Inn. part of the Oasis at Death Valley complex now.
And it had a massive renovation recently, right? Something like $250 million spent in 2018.
That's a huge investment. Shows they're serious about preserving it while adding modern luxury.
So what's new there?
Well, the articles detail this amazing spring-fed pool with cabanas.
Yeah.
A real Oasis feeling.
Definitely needed in Death Valley.
For sure. Plus a spa, hot stone massages, revamped bar, and library lounge.
Yeah.
Apparently with nods to the area's mining history.
Subtle touches. And the golf carts.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun perk. Book a casita, get a golf cart to zip around.
That mix of history, serious luxury, and then this unique extreme environment. That's what makes it stand out.
And a golf course with desert valley views. It's just unexpected luxury in a really challenging landscape.
Shows what's possible. Okay, where to next?
Let's head north, way north, to Washington State. Mount Rainier National Park.
Okay, the Paradise Inn.
Right. Now, this one's seasonal, mid-May to late September, generally, so you got to plan ahead.
Makes sense, given the altitude and snow, I imagine.
Exactly. But the payoff. The sources rave about the views, just exceptional views of Mount Rainier.
It's nestled right in there, isn't it? Amongst the peaks and alpine meadows. Historic place, 121 rooms.
And it really leans into the location by being, well, off the grid.
Ah, right. No phone service in the rooms, no TV, no Wi-Fi.
It's an invitation to just disconnect, a digital detox, with maybe the best view imaginable.
That's becoming more appealing to people, I think, that forced disconnect.
I think so too. But it's not totally rustic. They mention a nice restaurant, Pacific Northwest food.
And a cozy lounge, fireplace, 1920s-inspired cocktails. Sounds lovely.
Perfect after hitting the trails. And that's the other thing, the trails are right there. You step outside and you're in it.
Immediate access to the hiking. That's a theme with these places, isn't it?
It really is. They're gateways, not just hotels. Paradise Inn seems to really get that, minimizing the distractions.
Letting the park be the main event. Makes sense. Okay, one more.
One more. Let's go to Montana, Glacier National Park, the Many Glacier Hotel.
Ah, Mini Glacier. On Swift Current Lake, right at the base of Mount Grinnell. Stunning location.
Sounds incredible. Perfect for exploring that really remote, rugged Montana wilderness within the park.
Glacier's often called the Switzerland of North America, because of those dramatic carved landscapes.
I've heard that. And this hotel seems like the ideal base camp. It's also seasonal, early June to late September.
It offers lots to do right from the hotel, I believe. Horseback riding, boat tours on the lake.
Ranger-led programs, too.
Yeah.
Really immersing you in the park.
It's got history as well, built by the Great Northern Railway back in 1914, 1915.
Part of that early push to bring visitors into the parks via rail.
Exactly. And it got an update in 2016, bringing in some modern amenities, but keeping the historic feel.
But still, similar to Paradise Inn.
Yeah.
No TVs, no air conditioning, no Wi-Fi in the rooms.
Right, reinforcing that remote charm, that sense of being away from it all.
It really encourages you to engage with where you are, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an exceptional base for exploring a truly wild and beautiful corner of the country.
It's pretty clear, isn't it? Staying inside a national park boundary offers something really special.
It's a completely different level of immersion. These aren't just places to sleep.
Not at all. They're part of the park's story, offering access you just can't get anywhere else. We covered the Ahwahnee in Yosemite,
El Tovar at the Grand Canyon,
the Inn at Death Valley,
Paradise Inn at Mount Rainier,
and Many Glacier Hotel up in Glacier National Park.
Each one unique, each offering a distinct way to connect with these incredible landscapes. Comfort, convenience, but most importantly, that proximity.
Exactly, that connection to why you're there in the first place.
Right.
So maybe for your next trip to a national park, think about stepping beyond the usual motel on the highway. Consider one of these places.
It could really transform the whole experience.
Just imagine, waking up and seeing the sunrise hit the Grand Canyon rim right outside your window, or hearing the quiet of a glacial lake at dawn. What kind of unique memories could that offer you? Memories a typical stay just can't match.
Definitely something to think about.